Is this 5 stack again?
Yeah, this is 5 stack, but it is canal, so.
Okay.
Wait, Billy.
What?
Like in English.
So Thatcher band's pretty default. I'm assuming Velk is banned for runouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just canal's canal.
Yep.
Do you have to do a 6-year test in like, Irish or something?
No.
What do you mean?
No one speaks Irish.
Do you usually play with these guys, or are these like normal people that you queue up with?
These are yeah, I usually play with these guys. They're not the well, the stacks changed a little bit recently, but these are the guys I usually play with, yeah.
They hate British people.
Alright. You should try a muzzle break on the MP7, by the way.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
I actually heard someone say.
We literally haven't had a government for like 3 years because they can't agree about funding for an Irish language learning thing in school because that's literally.
I had a quick question.
Yep.
Just a quick one.
Yep.
When I see people on rappels, I see them sometimes. Well, on YouTube, I see people smack the wall. Is there any reason for that, or is that just like a habit?
It's just kind of like I'm bored. Give me something to do.
Oh, okay.
Type
Right.
thing.
I've seen loads of people do it. I was like, what?
Yeah, even myself do it. It's just kind of like, you know, keeping yourself preoccupied, I guess.
Yeah, just keeping the rhythm going.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how to speak Gaelic for one word, but it's not.
Yeah, no one does.
Did we talk about the size and audio propagation and stuff last time?
I think we mentioned it before. I know it's not as good having punch holes, but 2 punch holes still gives a pretty decent sound.
Anything smaller than a single mav hole will have like pretty much no audio propagation. Bullet holes and single punch holes, at least to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but I definitely know for a fact that bullet holes don't help with propagation.
I remember in the Zyronic sound video, he compared bullet holes to punch holes and then bigger holes. And the bullet holes, nothing comes through, but the punch holes, you do get sound coming through, but it's just not as much. It's like toned down by like 50%. But 2 punch holes is enough for me to hear things.
Okay.
Usually.
Yeah, sure, if it works, it works.
All right.
I would just see, since you are in the 5 stack though, save a little bit of time. Have the maestro, you know, he should have the bailiff come over there. That's 2 shotgun shells, take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just so that way, you know, that time that you're meleeing the wall could be used to, you know, go shoot a couple drones, go drone hunt, maybe get on cams a little earlier.
Yeah.
Do you usually do this wall soft?
It's just something I've been doing. It kind of works. It stops. You know, lets you hold.
Was your mic working during this?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you not hear me?
It might be a little quiet. Whenever you do something like that is out of ordinary, so to speak, communicate it to your teammates like, hey, one of the pillbox wall is soft, just so they know.
Okay.
Because it could get someone killed, you know, maybe they're not aware or something like that.
I've had a decent amount of success with that wall soft.
Okay.
Usually throws people off. I'm not sure how I'd do against good players though.
Makes sense.
Get the freest ace charge of my life.
You should notice that nobody's server green here, and have someone rotate over there. Because you know we've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks. I know for a fact last week, you know, using the fact that you're in a 5 stack to your advantage, right? Like you always want to have that advantage over the enemy. Just so that way you close the gap of mistakes that might be made. And also, you know, use that manpower, communication, and teamwork to your advantage even more, since you are in the 5 stack. So, you know, just understand, like, read the gaps in defense. You know, nobody's server, nobody's holding, what is it, grain window jump in on the other side. So,
yeah, that's what I should be focusing on when I'm not doing much.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Because you really don't need to be looking here. if you had someone like playing top green or something where they can contest both of the windows.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably an intro on the ace.
Yeah,
So
I think it was.
It's an ace book Twitch. Probably Zofia. Yeah, there's Zofia. Okay. So the reason I'm doing that is because one of the reasons why you see or more likely hear a lot of people say which operators and kind of list them off is because it allows people to not only keep track of where people are based off their gun audio, so you can say like, oh, I hear AK-12, that's ace. I hear Zofia's primary, that's Zofia in that area of the map, and if she rotates, you know, let's say player A on your team says Zofia is in X position, and then player B says Zofia is now in Y position, that tells you that, okay, she rotated from X position to Y position, right? That's one of the primary reasons. Another one is to kind of list off the utility that the enemy can use to their advantage to counter you or kill you or whatever it is, just make your job harder overall. So like a great example of this is like saying, you know, let's just say the lineup is Hibana, Ace, Thatcher, Ash, and Sledge, right? Let's say it's a 3v3 situation. You say Hibana, Thatcher, and Sledge are alive. Once you hear the Sledge, like everyone knows, okay, Hibana has flashes, hard breach, Thatcher has the EMPs, breaching charges, most likely maybe Claymore, but Sledge primarily. When you say something like that, you say, okay, they have nades to their use, so I need to be careful of how I position myself. Is there an ADS near me? Is there a mine magnet? And then also counting down nades. So say Sledge to use one nade, Sledge to use both nades, and then you know you can say, for a fact in this example, Hibana, Thatcher, and Sledge, there's only one set of nades, right? So you can say that's last nade used. So that's, you know, that's a huge piece of info. At least to someone who knows how to use it to their advantage. So those are the two really primary reasons for kind of calling out operators and stuff. So, you know, in this example, it is a Buck, Ace, Twitch, Zofia, so they really only have one set of one operator that can use explosives. Maybe Ace for like this melusi, for example, he can throw it on the soft floor and have the Ace charge detonate.
Yeah.
I've just run out of 30 new what they expected.
Here though, so you hear this guy close. Obviously you can't hear it right now in Discord, but he's like somewhere around here. The way that you're playing this though, do you see how you're playing this and why this is an issue?
Yeah, I knew it was so an issue. It's just sort of rat behavior, honestly.
Well, yeah, it's not you playing in box in specific. I mean that could
get naded, yeah.
Well, no, they don't even have nades. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was just saying a moment ago. But the way that you're holding this angle, do you see how much of angle guessing you're giving the attackers here? So instead of you playing like here or on the other side of this wall here, somewhere
so as
like
they
somewhere there.
That, it's gonna get to a point where they're 100% sure.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're giving them
that.
more favor in the angle and pieing the angle, if you're familiar with that phrase of, you know, pieing an angle, you know, cutting off sections like this or like that, you know, right? So instead of, you know, trying to fight here and them having to have, you know, a 50-degree fight, now they're going to swing to whatever this is, a 70-80 degree angle, right? To the point where they know, okay, like, I know this guy's here, I'm going to pre-fire him, and that's just automatically putting you at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So this guy's close. There's Zofia. Okay, yeah, these guys are fucking lost. Holy shit.
It gets better. It gets better.
So, okay, so one server, one skybridge, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you heard this guy prone before you even shot the drone, like you hear him proning. That was also the ace, so that's something else I wanted to touch up on. Call out ace 20 HP. Because that'll tell, you know, people like the Jaeger, melusi, just everyone on your team, ace is 20 HP. Let's say, you know, the melusi kills the buck, right? Now it's a 3v1. So now your teammates know aces, or at least they should take away from this. Ace is 20 HP. You know, I can lower my pre-aim level to a point where if I body shot him or shoot him in his leg or wherever, just aim for the largest target to increase the chances, you know, because aiming for the head is a great thing to do, but it's important to understand when you need to do it and when it's better not to do it. So most of the time, you know, you want to be aiming for the head, but like, for example, this ace, 20 HP, you injured him. Even if you didn't injure him, he's going to be very, very lit to the point where one bullet will kill him. So it doesn't matter whether you injured and you get that confirmed on the injure, knowing he is 20 HP exactly, or he's, you know, 30 HP, 35 HP, because that's probably where he's going to be around if you didn't injure. But you ultimately did. So, it's important to, you know, make sure that everyone understands that, because that'll change pre-aim level and stuff like that, but also, I forgot the other thing that I was going to say. But that's the primary takeaway that I wanted to talk about there. Oh yeah, so the drone, sorry. I understand that shooting a drone is important, but in a clutch situation, well, not really clutch, but a retake position for you as a defender, especially with the diffuser down, worrying about a drone, number one, is not that important, because if they have info on you, they're going to have info on you, right? So you need to deal and make sure that the map control is clear before you decide to take out that counter intel on you. Because here it almost got you killed. And let's say this is a 2v1 or a 1v1, right? And this guy's prone, and, you know, he isn't as lit as he was, or, you know, he hits the one bullet headshot on you, or whatever it might be. Worrying about a drone should not be the number one worry that you have, especially in a situation like this. It doesn't matter if it's a 5v5 and the diffuser's planted. It doesn't matter if it's a 1v1, 3v3, whatever the situation is. Spending that time, especially when you know someone's going to be in the area, since they are so close, they planted in server, you know that they're going to be around this area, so it's very important that you take it cautiously and make sure that you have your priorities in check when it comes to retaking the bomb site and hopefully going for the defuse. You see, like, oh man.
Nice.
Yeah, I shouldn't have got away with that.
Where's the diffuser? Nice job, boy.
Also here, you see how they were able to walk into server?
Yeah.
So
that's on someone not being in the server.
Yep.
I could have called that.
So yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be you, just anyone, right? Like, that's everyone's fault in that situation. Because everyone knows it, but they don't know. This is what I mean about bending a piece of info to your advantage. It's not really an advantage. It's a very base thing to do, of just kind of having one body in each bomb site, for the most part. But you know, that's a piece of info that everyone can pick up on. It just depends on how you look at it. Because you can either say nobody's in server, or you can just see that nobody's in server and not say anything about it and just hope for the best. That's ultimately what you're trying to do whenever, you know, you don't voice that thought of yours that is really important.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions so far after that first round?
No, that makes sense. I agree with everything you said.
Okay.
Actually, how often and should I be bandit tricking on Canal? It seems like if they're coordinated, it'd just be really easy to deny.
If you're gonna have the pillbox wall like that open, I would prefer if you didn't. You could maybe juggle a little bit, but your primary focus there should be the wall. The self wall, especially if they bucket open or ash charge or whatever it is. That should be your primary focus, and then secondary should be the wall itself. Because the thing about bandit tricking and stuff like that, like, if the attackers want to get a wall, they're going to get it at some point. The real issue with something like that, where the attackers might mess up, is their coordination with getting it. So, for example, nading from below trying to kill you, or ash charging from below, or EMPing at the right times, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, for example, if Ace is banned, that's like one of the stronger counters to bandit tricking besides Maverick. You know, because he can throw a Ace charge down in succession. which
Yeah.
makes it really difficult for you to trick, almost impossible. Or if they're bringing like 2 hard breachers and they did it the round previously, like you should maybe only try to focus. A wall isn't worth you dying over, pretty
True.
much.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I've had some success bandit tricking ace by just keeping myself in the animation and stopping it just before until I hear the ace charge go down.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can get both walls bandited by the time the ace charge explodes, which has worked. It's actually worked quite a few times, but I'm probably pretty easy to kill when I'm doing that.
Yeah, it also comes down to, you know, how well your teammates covering you. Is everything, you know, are the angles that I'm exposed to good? Am I on a soft floor? Because, you know, Clubhouse, for example, Canal, for this example as well. Those are areas of the map where you can go below with an Ash, Zofia, or even try to nade that guy.
Yeah, definitely. That rotate I wasn't sure about, but
It's a pretty default rotate.
Okay. 10 seconds remaining. Yeah, it just sort of made sense in my head, but I'm really seeing it.
Yeah, that's a very common thing to do, at least from my experience playing the game, the map.
Cool.
Did you smash the window as well, Connor? Why didn't you just put like one little pallet?
That is an Ash yellow.
Nice.
There's archives window.
Oh my god, IQ just knew I was
Here you need to go back to site.
IQ's on the other side.
You see how like, let's see here. So you see how the Legion's upstairs? You know he's upstairs, right?
Oh my god, IQ just knew I was there, man.
And then, you know, once it comes down to the 3v3 here, this Jaeger could die, so the Legion goes back to site, which is good.
You guys need to go back to site, there's this Russian French.
Nobody's site, actually. Okay. So you see how this is happening? Your teammate also just called out nobody's site, the rushing trench, as well. So I understand that. I understand that you know you have this potential kill in front of you, reception, but put yourself in the attacker's shoes, right? They kill 2 people in the span of 3 seconds. They get immediately refragged in some form in terms of man count, but they're probably droning site right now. They know Legion's main stairs because he's taking a gunfight. They know that you're in archives. Let's just say that this is base communication coming from the enemy. So they know that Legion and Vigil are archives. If they know that, you know, 3 seconds later in this VOD, or 10 seconds, whatever, by that 10 seconds, if Jaeger shoots or if they drone him, they know that site is completely clear.
Yeah.
So it is much better in the situation to predict what the attackers might do, versus reacting off of what they're going to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now you're going under the example of reacting off of what they're currently doing. Meanwhile, you should be positioning yourself and predicting what they might do. You know that might lead you to dying more, or you know, you might not know how to do it as well. But that's what this game is all about, is learning.
Yeah. It's just a reasonable assumption
yeah,
at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like with any sport, or, you know, a lot of activities or anything, like predicting the enemy will ultimately set you up for more success than failure.
Yeah, it's back to site.
So Jaeger actually made it back to site.
Got the camera top main area.
Need to be careful of Scuba here, though. I'm pretty sure Ash came through.
Connor, just hide and go.
I want to see if that window's open or not, because you didn't even check
The
it.
camera downstairs.
So one in the locker, Zofia. She's unconscious.
I agree.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. What you could have done here, instead, is your teammates have bought a main cam, right? Bottom main is that? Oh no, sorry, it's shot. Never mind. So you don't have info on it anyways, but that's besides the point now. You know what you can do here is rotate double back scuba. Once you know where both are at, because as you're swinging, or even before you swing, I believe your teammate calls out. So your teammate's calling out main stairs, as the Legion is taking the gunfight on the IQ. And then, you know, the gun model, also audio propagation, and the angle that the Legion was fighting on tells you that this guy's trenched somewhere. He's in this general vicinity, somewhere there. Obviously, he's not that pushed up in the hallway, because this Jaeger, you can obviously tell where he's looking. There's only one doorway, the wall isn't, you know, breached. And also, he wouldn't be looking here if the closet wall 2 trench is open, right? So that immediately tells you, okay, this IQ is to the south side of the map, from this threshold here of this Jaeger holding that angle. So pick up on that, so you know that main stairs is hibana, and then you know IQ is trenched somewhere. You don't know exactly where, but you can have a pretty solid guess.
I knew she was trenched door just because I swung it immediately, and that's where the angle went to.
Yeah,
she's definitely trenched door.
Yeah, so
on the wall.
So you're missing. You have half of the puzzle. So the second half here is understanding, what you have to your availability. So if this Jaeger is holding trench cross right from this doorway, if he's holding this angle, this IQ can't cross down the hallway unless they fight the Jaeger. You know, you're in a 5 stack. We just talked about this round 1 about, you know, using the fact that you're in a 5 stack or whoever you're queued with, whatever number it is, use that to your advantage. Communicate with each other, especially in a situation like this where it's very easy. It's very possible that the attackers might win it. Sorry, based off the time and also man count. So the IQ has to cross Jaeger's angle in order to walk down the hallway. If you double back, go into supply or kayaks. Sorry, go into kayaks. Hold pretty much the same angle that this Jaeger's holding, but into the hallway through the doorway. Now you've created a sandwich. You've sectioned off this entire side of the map from these 2 doorways to the left. You've sectioned it off into quarters, right? So in order for let's just see here. How can I do this? So if this is the hallway, right? Here's doorway 1. Jaeger's holding, or you're holding, whatever. Here's doorway 2. If you guys are holding angles through each of these 2 doorways, the attackers have to now cross at least one angle to grant them access to the middle. Both attackers have to cross, and if they want to cross again, they're gonna have to cross 2 angles now, right? So you now sectioned the hallway off to 3/4. And if they rotate, you'll most likely hear it, and if you don't, you have the Legion, you have melusi, stuff like that. And they also can't deal with that utility because you know, melusis are bulletproof. So they have to walk up to and melee it. But either way, you'd know.
Oh, you'll like this, by the way. You don't.
Let me see this. I assume they line up. Yeah. That was a big boy mistake by them. So the window actually wasn't open. I wonder where that ash came from. Maybe the locker's window. Maybe it's trench. It's probably trench actually, because they were heavy trench side.
I don't think it was yellow. Scuba rather.
Secure the bombs.
We didn't reinforce the kitchen.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds. Keep an eye out for Op 4 attempting to defuse your bomb.
Instead of putting a goo there in printer window, put it in printer.
That hit you?
So that way you're pretty much effectively covering the same area, but with 1 goo instead of 2.
In hindsight, this vertical hole was just a bit useless. And I
Yeah.
actually got my teammate killed in the end, so I didn't call it out.
I'm not sure where your guys' reinforcements are going, but you guys need, you know, some of the server walls reinforced as well. Usually try to leave, you know, 2 of the box walls soft. Donate those reinforcements to green or red, and then yeah. We need to be careful of your red window.
Yeah. Just thought I saw the drone come from the other way, but I guess it bounced off the windowsill twice.
Yeah, but you heard the buck open the red window as well.
Yeah.
There was.
That's Buck. Not me. I want to kill myself.
There's another one there as well, Connor.
Make sure you're getting out your goose as well.
Yeah, that's something I have a bad habit of doing. I've been trying to work on that, but sometimes my brain just zones out of using them.
Yeah, like well, my lesion.
Well, mine I'm quite good with because it's just the first minute, right? I'm not doing too much in that time. So I guess
Yeah,
I want.
but throughout the round too.
Yeah.
You know, because
Only,
what's that?
he only has 4 now, so you get them out so quickly anyway.
Yeah, I can understand that, but it's the principle of them, like the using it properly. You know, and you might space out. You might not want to like throwing a goo under the situation that you don't want it to reveal your position is completely fine. Because it does give a general kind of piece of info for your area whenever you do throw one. But when you kill someone top green, that call is going to be made, and if you stay in that area, it ultimately doesn't matter. Especially when it's that close of time frame to each other.
Yeah, makes sense. And I was positioned poorly; they could see me out of server door. Though had no idea they were in server anyway. But yeah, he dies from the hole I made at the start. Which made
I mean, I sledge killed him. The sledge was also more than capable of making the same hole. It was more or less just coincidence. Like he should be noticing that hole, and yeah, you could have called it out or whatever, but a hole that large, you know, it's something that you as a defender also have to keep in mind. Yeah. It's just as much on you as it is on him of not paying attention.
It was on it for like a second, and then he got off it. He was when he killed you.
I'd like to see you get on cams there more though. I don't know if they shot all of them or whatever it is, but you know, just I don't think you checked any.
Yeah, something I'm
actually
working,
curious.
but I'm having to like actively remember to do it. It's not a habit yet.
Yeah, so you have pillbox. What do you have here? You have pillbox. I believe this is model reception, and then this is an outside default cam. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. But I mean, pillbox alone, you can give audio calls. You definitely know that they're above.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hibana sledge, so it's very easy to keep track of them. You know, you can go off of gun audio. You can go off the layering of footsteps. So if you hear multiple footsteps, that immediately tells you that they're both above, right? Also, the weight behind the footstep, because hibana's faster. She's a 3-speed 1 armor. Meanwhile, sledge is a 2-2. So that'll give you a little bit more info of who's who and where they are.
Yeah. I've gotten quite good at discerning footstep audio now.
It was on it for like a second, and then he got off it. He was when he killed you.
This round has a bad moment, and you're gonna laugh at me.
Is this Maverick player usually pretty efficient with it?
Yeah. Him
Okay.
and I are the only people who ever take Maverick because we can get the wall efficiently.
Okay, so
2 canisters.
with Mav, if Mav is up and you're bringing him, you're predicting where the attackers are gonna go, or sorry, defenders, right? They're gonna go.
Yeah.
Control room
go
server.
top.
So, if you have the Maverick, he gets main wall, and then you bring a distance breacher like Ace or Hibana and go for server.
Okay.
Because you know we can talk about you know, cutting the map into thirds, just a moment ago, a couple rounds ago,
Yep.
with you in the Jaeger. That's pretty much what you're doing also when it comes to doing that. So if Mav opens breach, from that angle into the bomb site, that's 1/3, and then if you open server, that's now 3/3, right?
Yeah, it's just sort of sectioning off defenders. So
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah, exactly.
keep track of them.
You know, instead of just trying to walk through one breach.
Yeah, that doesn't go well.
Yeah, stick it time.
I can imagine.
I would know. I would know.
We need to locate a bomb.
Also, you should try muzzle brake on this gun too.
You found a muzzle breaker.
Nah, it's just more or less what's good and what's not. Muzzle brake or I haven't used flash hider recently, but
The diffuser is
muzzle brake is usually a good pick for
Yeah.
thermite.
Ethan's on a charge. Shit.
There's one spawn picking near 90.
the diffuser is no longer
Oh,
in your
no.
possession.
Yeah.
Oh, I got shot from.
You stay alive, no?
Yeah, I do stay alive.
How come you're not crawling and holding F?
These guys are playing so
So, you know.
aggressively.
Did you kind of give up? Like, think you were just gonna die?
No. I thought I knew I was gonna live, but
I just choked on the fucking
Um,
Jaeger, man.
I was just a bit more in disbelief.
Yeah. Never, just because you're injured or you're 1 HP or whatever it is, you're in a 1v5, don't ever consider yourself dead or out of the round.
Yeah.
Just a little rule of thumb. This round went to shit though.
Yeah, it was not good. It gets worse though.
Don't know.
It gets worse. I keep whiffing,
That was tight.
and oh, there's a cherry on top. Believe me. Yeah. I don't know what that bandit's trying to do, but
It's in the dash.
I just keep whiffing. But there's a cherry on top.
I assume this one might be under white door. No.
Cellar.
That's close.
Yeah, I got really scared when he threw that drone.
You located a bomb.
Trust me, it gets worse though.
So one's 90.
Here it comes.
You walk through the. Oh, you get electrified. Yeah.
We have been eliminated.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You alright there, bud?
We didn't react.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Jaeger's
No.
just on the scout, man.
Oh, yeah, that was
The only thing I can say for that is don't do that.
yeah, that's good advice actually.
Oh man.
The first click, though, you're like, oh fuck, need to run forward. You stuck that.
but
You stuck it.
Suck it out. Right. We go to vertical, open some hatches.
was it another game or do I go Mav here?
Worth bandit in the world.
No, I don't. It was another game. Thinking of another round where I got C forward when I went into
we didn't have a plan to get the things off the wall.
into
Well, we did.
breach. Got C. I stood on the hatch for too long. And Valk just C forward me. That felt pretty stupid.
9 times for this.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Hmm.
Like all fours.
Assume you just save your drone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just switch to dial-up internet?
No idea.
Hello?
This one looks
Holy
like-
smokes.
Yeah, I just figured. I forget to pick it up.
Your drone? You forget to pick it up?
Yeah, I think I do.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, feels bad. Heard the rook.
There's one very close by.
Yeah, I heard him as well.
I'll come to Coast Guard's coming.
There's a work around.
He is yellow now. Unless it's melusi. They have a melusi as well.
Yeah, he is yellow. I come here and I hear him go down, so that's when I decide to jump in.
He was just fighting the Zofia.
I'm jumping in.
Yeah.
Scuba.
One C4 wrong.
You have located a bomb.
You can sledge a 4 on top of the table, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen some. I've seen
Connor, can you talk to me
one
about where
person do that
HP is?
before. It's good.
Yeah,
Guess it's safer. You're not getting C4.
Very true.
Do they just smokes?
No.
Does anyone smokes? Can anyone... I'm gonna drop
Wait, let me.
I think I
Oh,
played
one
this
above,
round
one above.
poorly, like really poorly. At the same time, I don't realize my teammate's in sight, and I didn't hear him call that he was going to plant.
Where's that, Mozzie?
Your teammates are a little quiet.
Yeah, he just drops into sight, and he just manages to plant.
Oh, he's just walked
Bathroom,
up.
bathroom.
He's-
Too
You
late.
should be taking the vertical control here.
Yeah, that's what I decided in hindsight.
Like your teammate's dead. Leave him to die.
Yeah,
You have 2 nades, which is really good for stall as well.
Just one of those planting.
yeah, no, I should have just been above. It would have.
Yeah, that's the biggest takeaway from that round is also I've been noticing, like, you know, make sure that you're always in that ready position, right? We've been talking about it a lot recently.
Yeah.
Being ADS, you know, having proper crosshair placement, all that good stuff. That's, you know, make sure that you're just, you know, being ready to take a gunfight versus reacting off of a gunfight. You never want to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, the bigger takeaway from that is you know, just the vertical control that you have. You have the hatch open. I believe he planted right below the hatch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did.
So you have the hatch. You have 2 nades that you can sledge wherever. You have a lot of potential with that. You know, you can throw nades. You can call the defender's bluff on the defuse by throwing an uncooked nade, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then just play your time, play your life. You also had a drone, I believe, on yellow, if I'm not mistaken, too. So your teammates had that flank. All you needed to worry about was main stairs.
Yeah. No, in hindsight, I felt pretty dumb for that one. I had no idea it was planting at the time, though. I just missed the call.
I mean, even if you did miss the call, right? Like, you had 10 seconds or so on the diffuse timer of decision making.
Yeah.
10 seconds before.
Especially when your teammate's just in, like, leave him to die. Like,
5 seconds.
there is little to no chance that you trying to risk your life to refrag his or save his is gonna be any better than, you know, just playing for yourself. Like, best case scenario there for that hibana is maybe skimming by with a pick. More realistically, dealing a significant amount of damage. That's what I would expect out of myself, is at least dealing a significant amount of damage. Like, you know, if I'm that hibana there, I'm just trying to take gunfights and I'm swinging.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Maverick or Maestro, sorry? No. Aruni?
Bomb has been located.
What do you think below me? Or right below?
Oh, they're upstairs or downstairs. Did they win upstairs? Yeah, they did, because it was the round where you tried to clutch, right? Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yellow went up white, yellow went up for above green.
Ella's, yeah, your teammates called that.
Shove stairs, you can plant.
You gotta open your ears.
No, he said white stairs, and he just floated in, and that's the one that stuck. I was really confused because white stairs is on the other end of the map.
Yeah, but okay, so like 2 things with this. Firstly, if he's calling white stairs, yeah, you can look at that as a false call. But why the fuck would an Ella be up white stairs if she's the last one alive and she knows where the bomb site is, right?
Yeah,
So
just assume
yeah,
flanking, right?
yeah, that just comes out as a false call immediately. Like, if I hear someone say Ella flanking white stairs in this situation, I'm either going to assume, okay, that's a missed call. He's either coming up green, blue, or red.
Yep.
Or she's just over there like an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
But even after, you know, your teammate kind of stutters a little bit. I want to see exactly what or hear exactly what he
Ella
says.
went up white, Ella went up for left green.
Yeah, so he says Ella went top white, and then he kind of stuttered a little for a sec, like, and then he said Ella top green. But even then, you know, if that stair call out comes through, it should immediately, you know, tell you, okay, this guy's flanking.
Yeah.
But bottom line, the proper call did come out plenty of time before you even had the engagement.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you gotta.
I completely missed the second one. I got.
Well,
it's experience.
It's not even experience. It's just literally opening your ears up. Again, you know, I believe we talked about this last session last week, or earlier this week, whenever it was. But
I do miss audio cues. Yeah.
It's not even that, you know. It's I mean, we talked about it earlier, right? Like, you're in a 5 stack. Use that to your advantage, and when you're missing out on very basic calls like this that could keep you alive or even win the round off of the kill, then why are you 5 stacking in the first place, right? And I'm not trying to put the blame on you or anything, but in this situation, you are the one to blame for your death. Because you had everything to your exposure and to, like, in your favor, sorry, and yet, you know, you didn't do anything with it. So I'm not sure if you're hyper focusing on your task at hand or whatever it is, but understand how important your teammates are, and it's not always just about what you need to do. It's about what the team is trying to accomplish, what the team is communicating, what they're trying to coordinate, stuff like that. Because if you miss one false call like this, like, I don't know the outcome of this round, but this Ella has vertical control. She has 1 minute and 35 seconds or so, and she has vertical holes from your sledgehammer, and also maybe hatches as well. So I don't know the outcome of this round, but you dying could have been that difference maker of winning or losing. Actually, you do win the round just because of the VOD and how long it is, but nonetheless,
I got quite annoyed about the white call because I missed the green one. But yeah, that is on me when I rewatched it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, had a brain delay.
I had bloom on that.
This round, there'll probably be a lot to comment on.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's weird. I wasn't getting the prompt at all. Not sure. This round probably has a lot to comment on. Make a lot of peaking decisions. I think we're bad ones, but
we'll just have to wait and see.
Maybe, yeah,
I feel like 6 rounds is 6 rounds too many on Canal. The fact that we're gonna have to play at least 7 is true. At least 8.
I'm so lit, man.
Device positioned.
So they're going straight for server wall here. I believe that's a red, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I realized it was
Be advised,
It's an injure. There's still an Ash here though. She's Skybridge right now.
She's Skybridge.
One's also getting on Repel currently.
Dying. Yeah, I missed the repel queue. That was.
Yeah, you gotta be, again, you know, same thing with last round, just missing out on audio cues and calls and whatever, you know, just audio in general. I don't know what, do you just get too focused?
yeah, I get too focused and then just like it, you know,
That's definitely
what I hear isn't even like processed. It just goes,
on Skybridge again.
just ignored because I'm focusing so hard on. And I guess that's just habit. You know, learning to, you know, I feel like once you're comfortable with your aim and.
Okay, this is what I want you to do. Whenever you're playing with people, like 5-stack, solo queue, or just information in general, yep. I want you to start out with audio or calls. So okay. Whenever you're, so let's just say, I'm trying to think. Okay, we can use last round as an example. I was trying to think of an example. Last round, you playing Sledge, Ella coming up green stairs. Whenever you hear your teammates talk during the round, I want you to repeat what they said in your head. And it doesn't have to be word for word, syllable for syllable. So if your teammate calls, for last round's example, if your teammate calls Ella coming up green stairs, all you have to say to yourself, Ella green stairs. You're cutting the info in half. The words in half. And by you doing that is not only repeating the same info, so I don't know if you if you repeat a number or whatever it is, like, you know, you get a text message for like a login code or a 2-factor authentication, whatever it might be, you repeat the code over and over and over until, you know, that you do whatever it is you need to do. Just something like that. And by you doing that, again, not only repeats the call for you in your own head, but also it'll most likely be more clearer because you're the one saying it to yourself. So start out on start doing that, and then from this week's session to next week, we'll see how it helped you progress, and then if it didn't, you know, then we can tackle it at a different angle. But if it does, then, you know, then we'll carry on with audio cues itself.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that. That sounds like something that would work for me. Actually. Yeah,
because the biggest thing with getting too caught up with info and whatever you're doing with the task at hand, it's because you're so focused on your life, and you know what you need to do, which is ultimately costing your life, especially in this round and last round, right?
Yeah.
Two back-to-backs. What's that?
I feel like with a bit of experience, eventually what it'll get to is that, you know, what I have to do in a round and taking gunfights and that will all happen automatically. And it's just, I focus a lot whilst I'm doing that, but I feel like I should be able to, with a bit of practice and experience, be able to do that, you know, without focusing too hard. It should just be like reflex.
Yeah, I don't want to say there it's a shortcut, because like it's more or less just excelling your learning process. There's things that you can kind of you can trim the fat off of the learning experience, so to speak.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely great. Yeah, definitely something.
Get straight to the nitty gritty of a skill set like this one of audio, because it's it's one of the two, you know, sensory inputs that you have in this game.
Yeah.
You know, visual and audio. Like you don't have smell, you don't have touch, you don't have feeling, or I guess that falls under touch, but you know what I'm saying. You only have vision and audio. Yeah.
Quite annoyed I didn't even kill that Ash on Skybridge. I thought she died.
Yeah, your teammate fried him.
Yeah.
You had enough, huh? You're going Ash.
Yeah, I'm actually tend to be more successful on Ash.
That's probably because you're more confident. Do you play her a lot?
I've been playing her a lot recently. I used to be really not confident in my aim, and I put a lot of effort into getting it better. And, you know, I still have my whiffs here and there, but I feel like I'm very confident, you know, taking gunfights.
You want to know why that probably is in the reverse psychology is that whenever you select Ash, you have mentally categorized her as an entry fragger, as an operator where whenever I play here, I'm more focused on my aim and building that mechanic. So it's like, so what you need to do now is take that thought process and that subconscious categorization and put that for every single operator. Obviously, don't be as aggressive as an Ashe because she is considered much more of an entry, much more of an aggressive operator, but
I could still have the same confidence in gunfights.
Yeah, exactly, yep. So
okay.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, you guys heading towards reception.
Yeah, there's one there.
Your mission is to locate and defuse
I
the
feel like I
bomb.
one tapped the past diamond.
Which one was it?
Zelly's mission.
I only can't make it for you, but yeah.
Who's the death and no spots down?
Drone activated.
what a fucking toss. You're looking like
Yeah, I
Tom
do
Brady going for the 7th ring.
I do that quite a lot now because I don't like the idea of people holding my rappel from top right.
So if you do that, it's pretty common nowadays for people to jump out radio window as well on the side of the building.
Yeah, I've had that done a couple of times. So I wasn't happy about it. I've only run into it twice there.
Oh man, the amount of times I've died to that shit. I've had 3 people die one time from that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Just say I wasn't too happy.
I'll tell you what I had once. I had a match on border where I got on the it was a ventilation locker, no, service maintenance and vent attack. And
Workshop and vent.
Yeah, workshop and vent. That's the one.
Yeah.
I was on the sandwich rappel trying to take above. We had 2 people outside vent window, and a mute just jumped through me in the window. I didn't see him for a second. I got to the window and he just jumped through me.
Out of sandwich?
Yeah, out of sandwich. Through me. I didn't even see him. He'd like gone straight through the camera and got me point blank. I didn't see a thing. And then I skipped the kill cam and see he got 2 more, and I was like, I felt so bad because like I'm right on the window.
That's why you rappel on the sides.
Yeah.
Makes your positioning much more unpredictable. Whenever you're upside down or regular rappel, it just makes it much less predictable. But
yeah,
here,
I learned. I got really cocky with this guy in the window.
You hear the window open up behind you, like directly behind you. I don't know if you heard this when you were playing.
I did hear it. I was aware of it. I think the barricade is still on.
Cover the diffuser. You located a bomb.
Is that the dock?
I got this shit off the wall.
Oh, it wasn't the window behind you. It was Skybridge window. Okay.
Oh yeah, I figured that out because Zofia opened it from the roof, like for Skybridge. So.
Okay, so
that's what it was. Trying to clip the barbed wire, but I wasn't used to the new Ashe breach.
You got on your drone a little bit, you know, too exposed to the window, yeah. Someone can swing you from server here and kill you, and your teammates can't do anything about it.
Right, okay.
Shot the Jaeger?
That one was in print.
Yeah.
It's actually quite lucky. Like, they're a bit lost.
4 last stop standing.
Then I hear him.
Yeah. That was a good job. I mean, you know, you took the opening. Pushing Skybridge is a really missed out on opportunity when it comes to attacking this map and that bomb site, because you know, again, you can't even though you know, like, you might have the Mav open main wall and then have someone go server windows to open server walls like red and green. That's usually not enough. You need to have a 3rd point of pressure or spearhead into the map.
Yeah, generally the attack. Usually we try and take the main breach, and Skybridge tends to work quite well for us. You plant behind the desk. That's usually what works. But yeah, it all depends on if you get Skybridge control.
They're running an ace and hibana.
We don't really work the 90 windows too much.
Yeah, 90 windows are really good.
Right.
I mean, think about it. It's more than half of the bomb site.
True.
And it's also 2 rotation points between red and green.
Yeah.
We've only got my valve and that's on both the green jumping.
Device position.
We have 3
Be
C4s.
advised, a bomb location.
You can tell I like this spot.
Device.
Huh?
You can tell I like this spot.
Oh, yeah.
Down to 10 seconds.
Try not to fall into the habit of doing the same thing twice, more than once, though. Makes you far too predictable. Like, I'm very surprised that someone hasn't gone below and naded you by this point.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Because you're looking like fresh meat to me. I mean, even opening pillbox and throwing a nade through, like, also the same thing, right?
Yeah, if they did the same to me, I'd definitely think about like going below with Zofia or Rash, because I know that'd be the way they're trying to deny the wall. I wouldn't necessarily go for an underground egg though, because I'm not confident with those.
Practice them.
Like, I can time it to hit the ceiling. It's just more or less
That's the top right, we win there.
not knowing, like, don't know if I downed him or
Journey
don't know
museum.
if he's gonna peek the hold next. Or...
I'm dropping.
Hold tab. Every single time you injure someone, it'll be a base level of 50 points. That's why you see a player like Pengu always hold his scoreboard open before he throws a nade or while he's cooking one, so he can calculate the 50 points that might be added if he does injure someone.
Yeah. I'm really confused by that stream of bullets. No idea.
Yeah, he walked in. Oh no.
Yeah, that felt silly.
Someone's on rappel. Oh, okay.
And this is I get stuck in a bad position here, and I cannot put myself in it.
Next time, vault over this desk instead of walking around it. Someone on upside down rappel, I believe, or maybe a glitch in the wall.
Yeah, be really quick.
I got smoked.
Operator standing.
Yeah, ready position again, right?
Yeah.
Very important that you pay attention to how important that is, really.
It just made sense as well. They had a drone on me.
Also here, you know, you gotta recognize that you kind of gotta be more aggressive. 2v4, minute 20 left, they have breach pressure. You know, they could be anywhere and everywhere. So, recognizing that, you know.
Yeah.
Very important. I assume that that's the end of the bot anyway. So you confused about anything? You have any questions?
No, it all makes sense. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Okay. All right. Well, that wraps everything up. No.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. So.
All right.
Yeah, thanks again.
So, biggest thing that I want you to work on, kind of over the next time in between sessions, is the the repeating calls to yourself.
Yeah.
Just repeat it once, twice, or whatever it is, and then hopefully that'll help. And if it doesn't, we can go back to square one.
Okay, makes sense.
But other than that, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the next session in I think Sunday. No.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And it's
2 p.m. No.
Yeah, 2 p.m. for you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All good. Well, I'm glad I could help out, and I'll see you in a couple days.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yep. No problem.